I'm going to talk about outgoing patterns. So it's going to be 40-minute video, actually 38 minutes sometimes. So there's no weather warnings for Southern Ontario, like the Buffalo. So even though Sport 80 is part of Buffalo, close to Buffalo, it doesn't count. There is no weather warning for Buffalo. Buffalo actually, so there's no weather warning for Fort areas. So let's go to precipitation patterns. So let's refresh. So 1 p.m. there is nothing. 4 p.m. there's nothing. 7 p.m. there's nothing. Let's go to 7 a.m. There is nothing else. Let's go to 10 a.m. There's nothing else. 1 p.m. there is nothing else. Let's go to 4 p.m. there is nothing. 7 p.m. there is nothing else. Let's go to 7 a.m. So Lion said, or Bay White Chan. So Thunder Beach, not Thunder Beach, Palm Beach, Orla, Georginia, down Mississauga, Brampton, downtown Toronto, Scarborough, Coburg, London. Those seats are gonna get some 0.20 Midland. Those seats are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Port Elgin. Those cities are actually gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall, not 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Nowadays, 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, whatever cities I said. So, Hamilton, Oakville, Niagara Falls City, Newmarket, Stoffel, Belleville, Peterborough, Beverly Isles. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So, the second lightest green on this map is going to be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Solid Bay is going to be Collingwood going to be 0.20 no 6.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Hanover actually. So Hanover doesn't count actually. So let's go to next hour. So let's go to 1 p.m. actually. So Wyatton, Point Elgin, Hanover, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Solid Bay, Barrie, Georginia, Beverly Hills, Olala, London, Collingwood, Barrie, Georginia, Beverly Isles, Olalla, Scarborough, Stoffel, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, downtown Toronto, Mississauga, Brampton, Orangeville, Hamilton, Burlington, Niagara-on-the-Lake, Niagara Falls City, Oshawa, Uxbridge, Cobourg, Peterborough. So those cities. So let's go to next precipitation, heavy precipitation. So Cobourg, not Peterborough. So Coburg is not next. So Belleville's gonna get some 0.25, no, 2.5 millimeters of rainfall, including no, London doesn't count actually. So Coburg is actually 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So Baina is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to 4 p.m. actually. So Coburg, Peterborough, Belleville, or the Niagara on the lake parts of it, Niagara Falls City, those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to next. Uxbridge is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. I think this. So let's go to next hour, which is 7 p.m. So Belleville, Ontario is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to 7 a.m. There is nothing else. 1 p.m. There's something showed up. Oh, that's too far. So let's go to 10 a.m. There is nothing else. Let's go to 1 p.m. So you need a total precipitation to find out the missing hours, like extra, like 3 hours. So this is gonna be confusing. You just miss like millimeters of rainfall. So London, Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, Mississauga, Niagara Falls, city parts of Niagara on the lake. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to 4 p.m. actually. So London, Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, parts of it. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to Niagara on the Lake, Niagara Falls City, Oshawa, parts of it. Mississauga, Brampton, borderline. That's borderline still counts as rainfall. So those cities are gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So 6.25 millimeters of rainfall is London, Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, parts of it. The Port Elgin, Hanover, Solid Bay, not Solid Base. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including not Lion's Head. So Palm Beach, Sunny Beach, Solid Bay, Midland, Orilla, Berry, Georgina, Beverly Isles, Peterborough. Not going to be Peterborough. So Scarborough, parts of it. Downtown Toronto, parts of Richmond Hills, Uxbridge, Belleville, Coburg. Those are gonna get some Watertown. Those are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So including Peterborough actually. So Peterborough on the list. So Newmarket, Orangeville, Stouffville, without the lines is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. Let's go to next hour actually. So it's gonna take a minute. So 7 p.m. So London, Port Elgin. Okay, let's start again. So Port Elgin, London, Niagara on the Lake, Oshawa parts of it. So those are gonna get some 0.25. No, it's gonna be 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Niagara Falls City is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, Mississauga is gonna get some 0. No, it's gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. So actually 12.5 millimeters of rainfall in those cities. So let's go to Scarborough. Parts of it, Scarborough, downtown Toronto, Richmond Hill, some is close to Richmond Hill. So Richmond Hill, Brampton, borderline Mississauga, it's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, freezing rain actually. So Scarborough again, because borderline Scarborough, Stouffville, it's going Stouffville, Newmarket, no, skip Newmarket. So it's gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall in Stouffville actually. So Newmarket, Orangeville, Stouffville is no, it's not Stouffville. So Newmarket, Orangeville, Peterborough, it's going to Uxbridge, it's going to get some. Berry Beverly Isles is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of freezing rain actually, so including Palm Beach. So Thunder Beach, Southern Beach is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Midland's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain, including berries. So Georgina is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So Wireton, Orange Sound is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So Lion's Head, Obey is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rains. So let's go to Port Elgin. So Port Elgin's rainfall actually is gonna be 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. So Hanover is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain actually. So let's go to next stop. Belleville is gonna get some later is gonna get heavier. So it's actually gonna be like 2.5 millimeters of freezing rains. So let's go to next tower. So Collingwood is actually is going to be like 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain, including Midlands. So let's go to 7 a.m. actually. So Niagara Falls City, Watertown, Line said, or Bayport, Elgin, Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall, including parts of Niagara Falls City. That's Acton cities. So let's go to 10 a.m. So Line said, or Bay, Niagara Falls City, it's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So Borealgin Honor is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to next hour actually. So which is 1 p.m. So Line said, Bay, Collingwood, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Solid Bay, Midland, Niagara Falls City, Belleville is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So Port Elgin, Hanover, Whiteton is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to next hours, which is 4 p.m. actually. So, Line said, Bay, Watertown, Port Elgin, Hanover, Collingwood, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Southern Bay, Midland, Orlando, Berry, Georgina, Beverly Hills, Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, Mississauga, Brampton, Downtown Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Orangeville, parts in Niagara Falls City, London, those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to final hour, to correct everything. So that's the cities. So Boy Elgin, Hanover, Collingwood, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Solid Bay, Midland, Olilla, Barrie, Georgia, Beverly Hills, London, Niagara, and other parts of Niagara Falls City, Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, Mississauga, Brampton, Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Orangeville, Scarborough, Stouffville, Oshawa, Uxbridge, Cobourg, Peterborough. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to, we're not doing 10 p.m. So let's do the total precipitation if it's possible. So we just do like temperature. So let's do actually total precipitation. So it's possible. So let's go to 24 hours. So what is January? So let's go to 7 p.m. actually. So the Palm Beach. So Palm Beach, Thunder Beach is going to get some 0.4, and the Solid Bay is going to get some. So Palm Beach, Thunder Beach is actually 0.3 millimeters of rainfall. By 0.4 is actually it's going to be Thunder Beach. Solid Bay, Palm Beach is actually 0.3. Solid Bay is actually 0.5 millimeters. So let's go to next 24 hours. It's 7 p.m. So Whiteham's 5 millimeters, Collingwood 7 millimeters, London's 8 millimeters, Brampton, Mississauga's 4 millimeters of rainfall. Down to Toronto's 4 millimeters of rainfall, Scarborough 3.5. So for 3 millimeters, Newmarket, Orange was 3 millimeters, Uxbridge 3 millimeters, Oshawa 3 millimeters, Cobourg 5 millimeters, Peterborough 4 millimeters, 7 millimeters is in Melbourne, Niagara on the Lake 5 8 millimeters, 6 millimeters, Niagara Falls City, Hamilton, Oakville, Burlington is going to be 3 millimeters, so Port Elgin is going to be 4 millimeters, Hanover is going to be passing through. So it's actually going to be 5 millimeters of rainfall. Actually, it's going to be 5 or 6. It could be 6 millimeters of rainfall Hanover. So like Hope's Bay is going to be 5 millimeters. No, it's going to be 4 millimeters in Hope's Bay. Lion said it's going to be 3 millimeters of rainfall. So actually 4 millimeters. So Barrie is going 4 millimeters. Georgia is going to be 4 millimeters. Beverly Hills is going to be 3. No, it's going to be, let's see. Actually 4 millimeters. No, it's going to be 3 millimeters of Beverly ISO. So Barrie is actually is going to be for already done. So Arilla is going to be 10 millimeters of rainfall. So Palm Beach, Solid Bay is 10 millimeters. So Thunder Beach is actually 10 millimeters. Midlands actually is going to be 10 millimeters, not even dark green colors. So let's go to next hour. Let's see. So let's actually go to next 24 hours. Next rainfall patterns. So London is 12 millimeters, Whitehouse 11 millimeters, Collingwood 8 millimeters, Brampton, Mississauga 15 millimeters, one is 14. So 14 is Mississauga. Downtown Toronto is 12 millimeters, Scarborough is 12 millimeters, Stouffville is 12 millimeters, Access Scarborough could be 11 too. So Richmond Hill is going to be 15, no, it's going to be 13 millimeters. Newmarket, Orangeville is 13 millimeters, so 14. Orange was actually close to 14, so it's actually 15 millimeters orange. So Uxbridge 9 millimeters, 11 millimeters is in Oshawa, Peterborough 13, 14 Cobourg, Belleville 9 millimeters, Niagara on the Lake 9 millimeters, Niagara Falls City 6 millimeters, Hamilton Oakville is going to be 14 millimeters. So Port Elgin is going to be third 12 millimeters of rainfall. So Hanover is going to be 11 millimeters, actually 12 millimeters of rainfall. So Solid Bay is going to be 10 millimeters of rainfall. Barrie is going to be 10 millimeters of rainfall. Georgia is actually is going to be 10 millimeters of rainfall. Beverly Hills is actually going to be 12 millimeters. millimeters of rainfall. Palm Beach, Thunder Beach is actually going to be 9 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to line set OB. So line set OB is going to be actually it's going to be 10 millimeters, but it's actually going to be like 9 millimeters in those line set OB actually. So let's go to board. Oh, we did board as it. So we did Honduras a bit off. It's 11 millimeters of rainfall. So says 11 millimeters of rainfall in Honduras. So Orilla's going to get some 9 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to next Midland. Midland is going to be 9 millimeters of rainfall. Actually, could be 10 millimeters. No, 9 millimeters of rainfall in Midland. So let's go to next hour, which is 7 p.m. So a little bit drier than yes last time. So Washington 7 millimeters, Collingwood 3 millimeters, 3 millimeters, Oshawa, Uxbridge 3 millimeters, Peterborough 3 millimeters, Coburg 3 millimeters, Balboa 4 millimeters, Tofull, Scarborough, Down Toronto, the Market, Orangeville. It's going to be 2 millimeters, Brampton 1 millimeters, Mississauga 1 millimeters, Hamilton 1 millimeters, everywhere in Niagara Falls is 1 millimeters. Oakville is going to be 1 millimeters of rainfall. So London is going to be London is actually going to be 1 millimeters of rainfall. Could be 0.8 actually. So Hope's Bay is actually 8 millimeters of rainfall. Lionshead is going to be let's see, it could be 9 millimeters of rainfall in Lionshead. So Thunder Beach, Solid Bay is going to be 6 millimeters of rainfall. So Palm Beach is actually going to be 4 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to next hour. There's no next hour. It's gonna be snowfall after this. So let's do orange. Well, there's actually 2 millimeters of rainfall. It could be. So actually 1.5 millimeters. No, it's going 2 millimeters in orange. Well, so let's go to snowfall. So if you see the timer, that's so let's refresh. Look, so 7 p.m. There is nothing else. Let's go to 7 p.m. January 8th. There is nothing else. Let's go to December 9th. January 9th. There is nothing else. Let's go to It's a bit too hard. Let's go back to January 9th again. There is nothing else. Let's go to January 10th. There's something. So Whiteton is 1.1 centimeters. Collingwood is 1.5 centimeters. 0.7 Newmarket. Brampton is 0. No, so Brampton is 0.3 centimeters. So Orangeville is going to be different. So it's actually 1.9 centimeters. So Uxbridge 0.2 centimeters. Peterborough is 0.5 centimeters. So Bombay is 1.5 centimeters, 1.4 is in Thunder Beach. No, it's going to be 1 point something else. So it's going to be 1.4 centimeters, 1.5 centimeters in Thunder Beach, 1.4 is in Thunder Beach also. So Solid Bay is actually 3 centimeters. So Midland actually is going to be 3.5 centimeters. So Betty is going to be 3.4 centimeters. So Jordania is going to be, let's do say 2.6 centimeters. Beverly Isles is going to be 2.5, 2.6 centimeters. So Orla is going to be, Orla could be 3.1 centimeters of snowfall. Let's go to Hope's Bay. Hope's Bay is actually borderline, so do that later. So let's do Boreals and sees nothing. So let's do Hope's Bay again. So Lion's Head first. So Lion's Head is going to be 5 centimeters of snowfall. Hope's Bay is going to be close to 5 centimeters, so it's actually 3.56 centimeters. 3.6 centimeters is in Hope's Bay. So Lion's Head is actually going to be again 5.1 centimeters. I'm gonna say that, so it's around 5 centimeters. So let's go to next tower. January 12th. January 11th. So Whiteton is 3.4 centimeters. Collingwood is 1.8 centimeters. London is 0.8 centimeters. Brampton is 0.3. So Mississauga is 0.3, 0.4. Hamilton down to Toronto 0.4. Stouffville 0.4. Scarborough 0.4. Newmarket or Orange was 0.4, Uxbridge 0.7, Arthur 0.4, Coburg 0.8, Belleville, no, Peterborough is going to be 0.6, Belleville 0.4, Niagara on the Lake 0.5, 8, 0.5 is Niagara Falls City, 0. No, start again. So 1.2 is going to be Hamilton. So Oakville, let's see like Hamilton again. So 1.2 is in Hamilton. And Oakville. Well, Oakville is 1.1, so the oak that's heaviest, the lightest could be 0.6 centimeters. So actually 0.5. So it's borderline Mississauga. So let's go to but let's do the later. So let's still go to Palm Beach. So Palm Beach is actually going to be so Palm Beach is actually going to be 2.5 centimeters. So it's going to be 2.4 centimeters. That's Palm Beach. Line set is going to be 32. No, it's gonna be 2.5 and 1.3. So it's going to be one. That's 2.5 is whole spades. So 2.1 is the line sets. So Solid Bay Midland is actually going to be different. So Solid Bay is 2.0 centimeters. So Solid Bay is 1.7 centimeters. It could be 1.7. So Thunder Beach is going to be 1. So the solid base actually, Thunder Beach is actually going to be 1.9 centimeters. Bomb Beach is going to be 1.8 centimeters. So Port Elgin is going to be 3.4 centimeters. Hahnemer is going to be borderline. It's going to be 3.7 centimeters. Let's do Port Elgin again. Let's do Hahnemer again. So Hahnemer is actually going to be inside it. So it's actually is going to be for Hahnemer is 3.8 centimeters. So Port Elgin is actually going to be 3.4 centimeters of snowfall, so it could be. So let's go to next tower. There's no next tower actually, so we'll do it again. So Hamilton is 1.2 centimeters, so Oracle is actually 1.2 centimeters. The closest to Hamilton and closest to Mississauga 0.5. So the heaviest you could get is going to be no, it's going to be 2.4 centimeters in Oracle, the heaviest. So let's go to So let's actually go to berries. So berries actually is going to be berries actually could be 1.9 centimeters. So Georginius actually is going to be 1.5 centimeters. Beverly Isos is actually 1.3 centimeters. So Lala is going to be 1.4 centimeters. So let's go to temperature patterns. So before that, there's freezing rain and snowfall in winter, other winter precipitation. So let's look at total freezing rains. So 7 p.m. So there's only 5 minutes left. So Coburg 0.6 millimeters of freezing rain, 1.0 is about Belleville. So let's go to no, Orange doesn't count, even though 0.1 millimeters freezing rain. So let's go to 24 hours after that. Okay, let's see the changes first. Let's go to January 8th. There is no changes. There is no changes actually. So January 9th. There is no changes. Let's go to December, no, January 11th actually. So some changes, but outside of orange wall. So Coburg 0.6 millimeters, 1.0 is about what? So berries actually is going to be middle of them. So it's going to be 9.3 millimeters of freezing rain, but actually it's going to be heavier. So it's going to be 9.4 millimeters of freezing rain. Or Lala is going to be borderline something. So Orilla is going to be 6.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So Georgina is actually going to be below the line. So it's going to be 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So Beverly Isles is going to be close to below the line, the third layer, darkest orange actually. So it's going to be 6.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So Starlight base actually 4.9 millimeters, actually 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So Bomb Beach is actually going to get some 2.5 millimeters. Midland is going to be it's actually close to both lines. So it's actually going to be point off. So 6.24 millimeters of freezing rain. So actually that's gonna be wrong. So it's actually 5 millimeters of freezing rain, 5.25. So Collingwood is 6.2 millimeters of freezing rain. So let's do next to Palm Beach. Palm Beach is always on. So let's do it again. So there's only no changes. Only northeast of Southern Ontario doesn't count. So let's go to total freezing rains. So we can start from 7 p.m. There's 1 millimeters of freezing rain is in Belleville. Let's go to 24 hours after that. There is no changes. That's only Coburg is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing, but it's actually gonna pass through. Let's go to 7 p.m. There is no changes. So let's go to 90th hour. Something showed up. So Newmarket orange was 8 millimeters freezing rain, Stouffville 7 millimeters, Uxbridge is 9 millimeters, Oshawa is 1 millimeters, Coburg 3 millimeters, Peterborough 13 millimeters, Belleville 4 millimeters, so Scarborough is going to be the lightest it could get is going to be 1 millimeter. No, it's going to be less than that, so it's going to be 0.27 millimeters freezing rain. The heaviest it could get is going to be 1 millimeter freezing rain. Downtown Toronto is going to be 0.25 millimeters freezing rain, so Richmond Hill is going to be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall, freezing rainfall. So Brampton is going to be, let's do it again. So Brampton is actually going to be 0.25 millimeters freezing rain. So for 3 millimeters of rain, Whitetown, Collingwood is 5 millimeters. Hope's Bay is actually going to be like 0.27 millimeters. No, Lion said it's 0.27 millimeters of freezing rain. So Thunder Beach is 0.28. Solid Bay is actually going to be 0.25 millimeters. 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain actually. So Orella is going to be 4 millimeters. So Barrie is going to be 8. So 7 millimeters of freezing rain is in Barrie. So Georginias are going to be. So let's do Georginia. So Georginias actually is going to be 5 millimeters of freezing rain. So Beverly Isles is actually could be in 8 millimeters of freezing rain. So let's read it all. So Palm Beach is going to be borderlines, so it's actually easy. So it's going to be 6.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So Midland's going to be, again, it's going to be like 4 millimeters of freezing rain. So actually 3 millimeters of freezing. No, it's going to be 4 millimeters of 3 millimeters of freezing rain is in Midlands. So let's go to 114 hours. Okay. So let's start. So Scarborough, the lightest it could get is 0.26 millimeters freezing rain. Down to Toronto, the same thing, 0.25 millimeters freezing rain. Brampton is going to be a little bit lower. So Brampton is going to be 2.5 millimeters freezing rain. So Richmond Hill is actually 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So Stouffville 7 millimeters of freezing rain. Orangeville Market's 8 millimeters freezing rain. So Uxbridge 10 millimeters of freezing rain. Oshawa is 1 millimeters freezing rain. Peterborough, 14 millimeters of freezing rain. Coburg, 3 millimeters of freezing rain. Belleville, 4 millimeters. Whitehorse, 3 millimeters. Collingwood, 5 millimeters. Palm Beach, going to be 7 millimeters of freezing rain. So Thunder Beach, Solid Bay is going to be 0.27 millimeters of freezing rain. Midland is going to be 4 millimeters of freezing rain. It's, so we don't need to do lakes and coasts. So if we say Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, that's don't need to be corrected, even including Lions Head OB actually. So let's go back to $90 to compare to 114 hours. There is no changes.